Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am a full-time PhD candidate, an intern, and a research assistant. If you are new here, hey, love is welcome, and if you've been here before, thank you for stopping back. Bye. Anyway, guys, oh my gosh, I am so nervous. I will have my first ever radio interview in 30 minutes time. I'm just having my green tea just to calm my nerve. Obviously, I'm
Where'd you go? Oh, you know how I've been.
Okay, guys, so the interview is supposed to be via Zoom, but I just received a text with they having a glitch on their end, so it's gonna be telephonical. So I guess I get to record this. Wait, I need to send pictures. What? Hello?
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. You're speaking to Emma from Channel Africa.
Noted. Nice to meet you.
Yes. We've got a glitch with our Zoom, so we'll do a telephonic. I have your picture here, so we'll just do the Zoom, the telephonic option.
No problem.
Right. Just stay on the line. We'll come to you soon.
All right, thank you.
Warrant, which is pretty intense. The warning follows what the central bank describes as a widespread and persistent refusal to accept points in everyday transactions across the country. The Bank of Ghana is therefore urging the public to comply with the law, everybody that refusing to sell goods or provide services simply because the customer is paying payment. But for Nokutaba, Melanin, Thaboew, Zikali, it's become a platform for purpose, from overcoming poverty and bullying to becoming a respected TikTok creator and PhD candidate. Yeah, I said it. She's built a community rooted in authenticity, education, self-love, and resilience. Through honest storytelling, humor, and relatable content, she's inspiring thousands of young people to embrace who they are and believe that their circumstances don't define their future. Today, we explore the journey behind the content and women making an impact both online and beyond. Please help me welcome Melanin Thaboew. You're going to have to help me with that. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. Oh my gosh. Like, seriously, girl. Like, it's live or what?
This is live. I mean, this is it. We are here.
Yeah, Kenya. I think that's how the phrase goes.
Right?
Your story is one of resilience. Looking back at your childhood, what kept you believing that your circumstances wouldn't define your future?
I actually, obviously, I think it's actually come down to a deeper inner conviction and obviously refusing to let my starting point detect my finish line. Growing up, I wouldn't say I faced financial hardship, but I would be broadly and say my mom did, because she's one person who actually went through that. And the only thing that I did was obviously witness that. But she's one person who experienced that at first hand. And I just want to shout out to my mom, because I know she is actually listening. And obviously with the fact that I dealt with a lot of bullying, as you mentioned, and that kind of obviously tested my self-confidence. But I realized that my circumstances are just, a story of my chapter and not my whole book. So education in a nutshell became my anchor and my beacon of hope. And, I held on into the belief that if I work hard and stay focused, or rather like believe in my inherent word, I would carve out a completely different vision or reality of myself. So, thankfully, I'd say I thank the belief that actually kept me moving, even in my darkest days, honestly.
I love that. Now, on top of this, you're also successful. I mean, you're a successful content creator, pardon me, but you're also pursuing a PhD. How do you balance academia with the fast-paced world of social media? Because just developing content is like
True.
this is like a whole job. I don't think people who don't develop content understand that. And those two worlds, how do they actually even influence each other?
No, that actually true, Lee. So you know what I often call myself? I often call myself is a soft life scholar because I do understand that I love life and I actually love education as well. So balancing a PhD with content creation kind of requires a discipline and intentional time management with obviously setting healthy boundaries for yourself. So I know people often see a final video, but there's a lot of planning and late night studying that goes behind the scene. So interestingly, these two words for me kind of fit into each other so beautifully because academia kind of grounds me into rigorous thinking, data, and social impact, while content creation gives me, a dynamic human outlet to translate ideas and connect with people in real time. So for me, they both stem from me loving education and also storytelling. And so in a nutshell, I would say they actually complement each other rather than competing with each other.
I love that. And your content, as we can hear, is really deeply authentic and often vulnerable.
Yeah.
Was there ever a moment where you questioned whether sharing your personal journey online was the right decision?
Absolutely. Vulnerability is, I'll call it a double-edged sword because when you put your true self online, you kind of become as, exposing. So I definitely were moments where I feel like I'm kind of sharing too much or opening up to a judgment or, some judgment. But every time I felt hesitant, I would receive quite a number of messages from young people, especially women, saying, actually, I relate to that or I resonate with your story. I went through the same thing. So that kind of reminded me that authenticity creates opportunity. People believe or rather connect with honesty far more than a perfection. So the moment I shifted my mindset from how I looked to actually how I can actually make someone else feel less alone, that kind of faded my fear, honestly.
Yeah, I love that. And with social media, so many young people feel pressure to chase trends and viral moments. You built your platform around education, self-love, and purpose. Mm-hmm. Why was that important for you to stay true to that vision? And, it must have been even tempting to try and just jump on a trend, get viral. Yeah. But why did you choose the route that you have?
I know this might sound a little bit too cliche, but, I'd say me being bullied was kind of a blessing in disguise because for the longest time, I used education as, to seek validation because of overly bullied. So I understand that trends come and go, but, purpose have a power of staying. If you build a platform entirely on chasing trends, you kind of, you are becoming a slave to the algorithm and you kind of lose your unique voice. As a researcher, I wouldn't really want to lose my voice. I mean, that would be the worst nightmare. So for me, staying true to education and self-love and resilience are my non-negotiable because that are actually the pillar that kind of saved my own life. So I always want to create a community of substance, a space where, where young people, especially women, can come or could come to feel seen, represented, and actually intellectually inspired. So longevity online doesn't necessarily come from what is popular or doing what is popular. It actually comes from doing what is authentic and, meaningful to you.
Yeah. I mean, I think that this is so true. It's like when I think about it, like the content creators like yourself that I love to follow, are people who are not like, you know, it's cool if there's a trend, but I'm like, when everybody's doing it, I'm like, really, what does it have to do with your life?
Exactly.
Like, come on. You know?
I mean,
I'm one of those people where I'm just like, keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving.
you know, I
Like,
advocate for impactful. Sorry to cut you. Like, I just want to be impactful in every way, in everything I do. Like, I just want to be impactful. So for me, the point is to just do a trend while I know it actually not going to help anyone. So, yeah.
no, I really love that. And you know, you've become a role model for so many young women. As you were saying, you know, people like young women do DM you and they send you messages saying that they can relate even to your most vulnerable content. You know, so you're like a role model for young women navigating confidence, identity, and ambition. What's one piece of advice you wish someone had given you when you were younger?
You know, that's actually a good one, because I wish I had someone told me that I never had to choose between being intelligent and creative, you know, or being soft and ambitious. Because growing up, especially when you are young and growing up, coming from a humble beginnings like myself, society often, you know, tries to put you in a little net box. So I spent a lot of time thinking I had to just be just a serious academic, or, you know, just be creative. And that kind of, you know, delayed my process. But so I will tell my younger self, or anyone listening actually today, that you know, to tell them that your multifaceted nature is your superpower. You need to always, at all cost, protect your peace, you know, prioritize your well-being, and actually never let anyone dim your light for them to feel comfortable. So, I mean, I always say the power is in your hand. Whatever you believe or you ground yourself in, go for it, as long as it aligns with who you want to be in the next, you know, 10 years down the line.
100%. Now, when people think of Melanin, Thaboew, you have to help me. Please help me say it correctly.
Okay, it's Melanin, Thaboew. Melanin being obviously the pigment, you know, when you have you know, since I'm dark, I have too much melanin. So yeah, that's just kind of my stage name. So it's Melanin, Thaboew. Thaboew is the shorten of my full name, Nokuthaba.
Okay, so there's no...
Guys, I am done with my interview, and I was just recording the whole thing, and then the iPhone decided to say storage full, and it cut it short, my interview. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna post this one as raw as it is, because for me, this is my story. And you guys know I share my milestone achievements and obviously struggles with you. So yeah, I will post this coming Sunday. So it's gonna be my video for a Sunday. And also I'm thinking of changing my schedule and not post on Sunday, because I realize my life as a PhD candidate and a full-time worker starts on a Saturday. So probably I should post on Monday, you know. Yeah, let me know, guys, what you think in the comment section. But right after this, I'll start a vlog that maybe I'll post whenever you guys decide I should post it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on my social media platform. I am Melanin Thaboew on all social media platforms. So